What's up, gamers? It's Seth. On this episode, we discover that I've converted. I'm wearing My Hero Academia shoes, shirt, underwear, hat, sunglasses, toes, fingernails, condoms, and even heart.
It's kind of a joke. Welcome back to Boku no Hero Academia, your premier podcast for the smash hit shonen series My Hero Academia. I'm your host, Colton.
I'm the most.
You already did that one.
I'm the ghost.
Run it back.
I'm the host.
Okay, last time...
Toast!
Yeah, yep, you're the toast. Last time we left off, we finished up Season 1 with the attack on the USJ, and now we are moving on into Season 2, the first arc, which is the shonen of all shonen, the tournament arc, or more technically, the sports festival arc. This arc is where Seth started to turn around on this show.
Pretty good.
This arc, let's just kind of, do you have any initial thoughts?
I've ended my best friendship with Genki Kaminari. Now I'm best friends with Kiroshima.
Fair. So this arc starts out pretty strong with the this arc has two really high points, one kind of shit point. It starts out strong with the obstacle course. Obstacle course is fun. We got to see like action sequences that weren't fights. This is the first time we are introduced to like truly introduced to like Todoroki's a fucking badass. Like
yeah,
the best.
God, this season is
it's the Todoroki season.
It's
man.
the Todoroki season, bro. He fucking goddamn.
It's time. We see they what was the first obstacle? It was the door. The door itself was the first obstacle.
Yeah.
Because it was too small for everyone to get. Oh, by the way, sports festival is a thing that UA High School holds every year that has, as they stated, pretty much replaced the Olympics in this world because everyone has fucking superpowers. So why do you need the Olympics?
Yeah, which, by the way, let's just get real. In the perfect world, if people got superpowers, they would just make the Olympics more fun.
I agree.
The Olympics are fucking boring. Sorry, y'all. They suck.
I watched like one or two events per Olympics.
I
do figure and speed skating, or I do speed skating and curling for winter, and I do fencing and swimming for summer.
I understand fencing.
Speed swimming was fun.
No, I have a distinct memory. Tangent. I have a distinct memory of the Olympics because I had a TV in my room when my aunt lived with me. She did not, and so like the Olympics would come on, and she would just like hang out in my room and watch the fucking Olympics, and I'd play fucking Pokemons on my DS.
Nice.
I wanted to die. And then my gym teacher would be like, "You guys watch the Olympics?" And I'm like, "I was forced to."
But yeah, the sports festival is basically a set of Olympic-esque events that all the students in UA take part in, except the business class, which they just kind of are the peanut sellers, which is funny.
Yeah, it's specifically there so that like hero agencies can see them and they can get a name out there
and scout them for their internships, which comes out of this. Yes.
Which, by the way, okay, let's go with the thing of I don't know if it's ever established, and I don't know if it will ever be established because we haven't finished season 2 yet. I have not finished sorry about the noise. I have not finished season 2 yet. We're close, but I haven't. But people should know your secret motherfucking identity, and they come up with hero names after the sports festival. What fuck?
I think secret identities aren't as big of a deal in this world because, like we were saying, hero is a job title more than like. It's not like Batman can't people can't know Batman is Bruce Wayne. It's just Batman and he's also Bruce Wayne. So
I guess
whatever. The
only situation where I will make it okay is like, let's go with the fucking Spider-Man shit, right? Like Civil War.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, in Civil War, Spider-Man publicly, comes out and is like, "I'm Peter Parker," and right after that, everything in his life gets fucked up. There's an alternate storyline where he breaks into prison, where someone like shoots his Aunt May. He breaks into, it was all orchestrated by Kingpin. He breaks into the prison where Kingpin is, dons his edgy fucking black suit, and murks this boy. And then as he's like getting arrested, the Avengers are like, "What fuck, Spider-Man?" And he's like, "Peter Parker." So the only justification I will give is that everyone has a quirk.
Well, they actually do kind of address this, and this is kind of going into. I don't like. Look, I respect fan translators. They do a lot of hard work. I don't read fan translations. I wait until official translations come out. But recently in the manga, Aizawa was talking to somebody, and he mentions that when a pro hero retires, a lot of times they go into hiding because they no longer have their agency or their skills to back them up, so people are going to come after them.
Fair.
Yeah,
I'll give that.
Once they retire, they usually go into hiding. It's not uncommon. But, so yeah, Aizawa basically tells the kids, like, I know everyone got pretty fucked up by those villains, me especially.
Especially. God, good boy Aizawa got fucked.
He's like, but this is super important for, like, everybody, like, in the world, like, not only you guys, but it's important for the world to know that the villains didn't beat us down. So they jump straight into training for the sports festival.
Well, Aizawa does say, like, I don't agree with holding this.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the committee, if you will, does.
Pretty much everyone else. Aizawa is always the black sheep. He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
Aizawa, never mind. Aizawa at this point is still, like, in bandages and shit.
He looks like a mummy.
He's like, yeah, I don't want to do this. So we start the sports festival with an obstacle course. The first obstacle is the door to the obstacle course being too small for everybody, because you have to keep in mind it's almost the entirety of the high school, years 1 through 3, all classes.
I think it was only year 1.
That was only year 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you didn't see any of it. Yeah.
They have separate fields for years.
I was about to say, because like if that was year 3, everyone would have got fucking murked.
No, you're right, because of.
I don't care how good. Yeah, I don't care how good Todoroki is. He would have got fucking murked.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, so all the year 1 students, yes.
For you old timers, or just people not in the know-how, murked means get fucking got. Get
Usually,
fucking got
like,
means beat
killed.
the shit. Yeah, you get you die. You die.
So Todoroki is immediately like, okay, well, I fucking win. He just freezes everyone behind him so they can't move. A few people get out of the way. I don't know his name, but the tail guy gets out of the way because
His name is like Shizo.
Yeah, because he can bounce off. His
No,
tail.
I think Shizo is the mind control dude.
Yeah, because we were just talking about it. Seth is going to look it up while I continue explaining this. Because what kind of podcast are we if we don't know the name of the characters?
We don't take notes.
We did, but I think it's actually better. It's also better so far with us not using the notes.
Shout out to the last thing that is Googled on Colton's phone being Hulk's son. I Googled that. Because Colton didn't know that the Hulk has a son.
Yeah, it's cool. But, so then the second obstacle is the 0-point robot, or it's actually all the robots from the entrance exams. Todoroki is the best here too, but we also get to see Bakugo shine.
Ojiro is the name of the tail boy.
Ojiro.
We also get to see, although not as good, like not like as strong,
Not Kaminari.
Kirishima.
Kirishima.
Does some top tier shit.
Yeah.
God, I love that redhead boy.
Yeah, so Todoroki's just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna step over these guys with my ice.
Pretty much.
But then everyone's like, cool, you made an opening, but Todoroki's like, no. I freeze them in the perfect way that they're about to fall on your asses.
Because Todoroki's a dickwad.
This is, take note, writers of Bakugo's character. Todoroki's an asshole right now, but over this arc, he actually grows, and he's still kind of a dick, but he is an interesting character.
He's the way that we've talked about it is that he's still a dick, but he's like, it's the same thing with Bakugo where he's like, I recognize that there are some people who are better than me, but the difference is that Todoroki is like, I recognize that, but I'm still going to go towards my own goal because my own goal is important to me. And Bakugo is like, fuck everyone and fuck their goals and fuck what they want. I'm Bakugo.
Yeah.
Shout out to me buying a Bakugo statue yesterday.
Yeah. What's up? He's overlooking our podcast right now. Actually, before the sports festival starts, Todoroki walks up to Deku.
No. False.
Is that before the tournament?
That's before the tournament. It is before
I don't
the
know if
tournament.
that's true, but we can go to
That
that.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
that
do
is.
Okay. No. That's not true because in the obstacle course, Bakugo, as he flies by him, he says, your declaration of war was to the wrong person.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking about... Okay, I thought you were talking about the... Are you All Might's love child or something?
No.
The choices.
Before the sports festival starts, Todoroki approaches Deku and he's like...
in the waiting room.
Yeah, in the waiting room, and he's like, I'm gonna beat you. He's like, you're not better than me, and I don't want you to think you are. He's like, this is a declaration of war. Which is whack. And Deku, all the credit to him, he's like, you know what? You're right, you're better than me, but I'm also aiming for the top, so I'll see you there. Deku's like, you gonna step, I'm gonna step.
Spoiler alert, Deku does not make it to the top 3.
Rest in peace. For a good reason, though. It was dope. The tournament is awesome. The next obstacle is it's like
minefield.
No, the next obstacle I forgot too because this one kind of goes by. It's a bunch of pits with ropes across them.
Oh yeah.
And they get to show. It's just like these are all designed to be like, here's why Todoroki's the best, but here's what these other people are doing.
Oh yeah. Important thing. Deku beats one of the robots and takes its like arm or takes like a hunk of it. Yeah, to use as like a shield or something.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, that's important.
And he keeps it fucking with him.
Yeah, he crawls the ropes with it.
Yeah, he does not do great in the rope course. Todoroki obviously just like slides across.
So does Ida.
Yeah,
Shout
Ida
out.
Does. I love Ida. He just fucking Yuri on ices across it.
Ida slept on. I like Ida.
Shout out to J. Michael Tatum. Congratulations on your engagement. I love you.
For real.
Good man. We see Froppy. Froppy's just like, oh cool, I just win. I just do this.
Yeah.
Shout out to the English voice actress of Bulma, which I just learned yesterday.
Yeah, that's whack.
I told Seth this at 2 in the morning. So that one kind of goes by. The next and final obstacle is the minefield, which is where shit gets really interesting.
And
so it's a long stretch of land covered or like littered with mines. The mines aren't deadly, but they're powerful and flashy.
Yeah, and so the big point of like why this is because when it first started, when the minefield happened, I was like, oh, fucking Todoroki's just gonna freeze it. But they point out that wouldn't work. I don't think they ever talk about why it wouldn't work.
No, they do. Todoroki says it. He says, if I freeze it, then it's just gonna make it easier for him.
Yes, yeah, that's what he says. And so the whole thing is that everyone has to go like kind of slow.
And it's also harder for the people in first because
the other people catch up though.
Yeah, because the people catch up because there's less mines.
Also, oh, you know what? I was gonna say real quick, shout out to Kaminari for not just fucking shocking everyone, and I was like, oh yeah, he's just stupid.
Yeah.
But Deku gets to shine.
Yes. Well, okay. So, fucking Todoroki obviously still is in first place this entire time. He has not slipped up. But during the robot, Bakugo started to catch up because Bakugo can just fucking fly. Here in the minefield, he and Todoroki are neck and neck. Bakugo flies past him and he says, yo, like, half-hot boy or whatever. He, like, gives him some half-assed insult. He's like, your declaration of war was to the wrong person, and passes him. While this is happening, Deku is in the back digging up mines with his metal plate.
Yeah, and he stacks them together, jumps on that bitch, and propels with the explosion.
And he catches up with Todoroki and Bakugo, and everyone, even like Present Mike, are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he does a sick thing too, where like he does it like a second time. Like he lands on a mine and propels himself again, and then he's like, oh shit, I have to time this just right. And his timing this just right was like, I'm gonna flip with this metal plate and hit him with it.
It was dope.
So he smacks their shit, does another flip,
and
then
the mines all fucking explode, which like blasts Todoroki and Bakugo, and Deku actually wins the fucking obstacle course.
Deku wins the obstacle course. Very good.
Pretty good. Then we get into the second part of this, which is the weakest part of this arc, but still kind of interesting.
Yeah, I have nothing to really say about it.
Yeah, it's a cavalry battle.
The only thing I have to say about it is that,
Tokoyami?
Tokoyami.
Tokoyami gets his first chance to shine.
He awakened my love for him.
So
he's number like 2 on my list. I love that boy.
It's an event where 5 people or whatever. Basically, one person at least has to walk, and at least one person has to ride that person, and they all have headbands with point values based on their spot in the obstacle course, which is why no one wants to team up with Deku, because he is worth 10 million points.
Yeah, because he was number 1.
So basically, if you get Deku's headband, you win. The only people who want to team up with him are Tokoyami, the someone we haven't talked about yet, Hatsune Mei.
Miku.
Nope. Hatsune Mei, I think is her name.
Gadget girl.
Yeah,
Let's just
Gadget
go
Girl.
with that.
She's in the support class, which basically she builds gadgets for heroes. She wants to help Deku because her whole thing in this tournament, and we will see like a really funny moment later, in my opinion.
Yeah, with her and Ida.
She just wants to show off her shit to the businessmen.
Which
she is not shy about that.
Yeah, what she calls her babies.
Her babies. I like her a lot.
Yeah, Tokoyami doesn't even like come up to Deku because Ochaku comes up to Deku. Deku comes up to Ochaku and Ochaku's like, yeah, because we're friends.
Yeah, we should team up with people we like.
Gadget Girl comes up and then they're like, shit, Ida don't want to team up with us because Ida is like, I'm also shooting for the top and helping you is just going to hinder me.
Yeah, he's like, even though we're friends, like I can't. He's like, I'm not going to help you here. And so Deku's like, okay, I have one other option.
Yeah, because we didn't talk about this, but the first episode of the season, everyone talks about why they want to be heroes.
Yeah.
And Ida's reason is that his big brother is his hero and is a top hero, which comes into play immediately after and is one of the best arcs so far.
His name is Ingenium, and he's amazing. Shout out to My Hero Academia Vigilantes. The second volume of that is the prequel to the next arc of this season, basically. It's fucking tight.
So good. So he's like, I want to be like my brother and I want to be a top hero, so I have to go against you. And so Ida teams up with Todoroki.
Yes.
So does Momo and Kaminari.
Yes.
And they get so Deku's like, shit, now I have to come up with a plan. And his plan is to get Tokoyami for just some good shit.
Yeah, because Tokoyami's quirk is incredibly powerful and incredibly defensive.
Yeah, well, it depends on the time of day. That is the most interesting thing to me. Tokoyami's, it's like, since it was like noon, his quirk is at peak defense
because
hour.
It's weak.
Yeah.
So his quirk it's called Dark Shadow. He has a dark shadow monster living inside him that he can control.
Out of his tummy.
The darker it gets, like literally, like the closer to nighttime it gets stronger, but it's harder to control. During the day, the brighter it is, the more light there is, the weaker it is, but it's easier to control.
It is so interesting narratively to me because his way of phrasing it is, when it is dark, it is aggressive and it is hard to control and it was strong. But like when it's as it goes, there's a certain point where it becomes docile, easy to control, yet very defensive. And then the brighter it gets, he becomes weak, docile, and easy to control, but not good for shit.
We see it cry.
Yeah, we see it cry,
which is great.
He's a good boy.
Tokoyami, we will see this come into play in season 3, and one of my favorite moments in the whole show. And I said kind of this.
Oh, it's Ulta.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, you're gonna be fucking ecstatic. So this happens. Fucking who wins?
Todoroki wins.
Deku places 4th.
Deku places
only the top 4 teams get to move on.
Yeah, Deku places 4th because fucking when you snag a headband, you have to put it around your neck, and they go for the 10 million that Todoroki stole, and they think they got it, but they got one worth 76 points.
Yeah.
And they're like, shit, we lost. And then Tokoyami's like, no, you didn't. I decided to use my Dark Shadow to grab a headband. We in 4th, y'all.
And we get a very cute animation of Dark Shadow just twirling on his finger.
Just a good boy.
Yeah, it's a good moment because Ochako's like, man, I'm really bummed out. And Deku's like, I mean, it's fine. We messed up, but it's gonna be okay. And then Tokoyami's like, guess what, bitches, we're moving on.
And then after that, there is, before we even get to the tournament arc, there's an episode before in which Todoroki stops Deku, and he's like, I noticed that you have a connection with All Might. And one of the choicest lines is said, Todoroki in his gay voice just goes, you're like his secret love child or something? And Deku was like, what?
Deku's literally like, I don't know why you think that. And Todoroki's like, you're not denying it.
Yeah.
No, this is really great because this is the first time we see Todoroki's character come to play. Because he's like, your mentor is the #1 hero, All Might. My mentor and my father is the #2 hero, Endeavor. And he goes, I hate that motherfucker, but it's my duty to defeat All Might, so first I have to defeat you.
Which
is weird.
I was gonna bring this up earlier.
Okay.
Stupid.
Yeah.
not stupid, good reason, but faulty reason. Because he's literally like, my dad wants me to beat All Might, but I hate my dad, but I'm gonna beat All Might.
Yeah, he talks about how his quirk is he has two. It's like two quirks. He can control fire and he can control ice. He says earlier in the show he will never use his fire to fight because that comes from his dad.
Spoiler alert, he does.
He does end up using his fire. He never will use it because it's his dad's and he wants to reject his dad. But for some reason, he still wants to do what his dad wants.
Yeah.
He just wants to do it on his own terms, which I'm sure there's depth there, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it's probably more...
It's probably a very Japanese thing.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But
we get a little bit of backstory now,
Yeah.
and then we get more later, but basically Endeavor's abusive, and that's all we know.
Yeah.
Then Endeavor actually shows up, and Deku's like, hey,
You're a dick.
you're a dick, and you're...
Todoroki's his own person.
Yeah, he's like, Todoroki isn't you, you're an asshole, and then Endeavor's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like, who is this Cinnabon ass motherfucker talking to me?
Talking shit to me.
Like I'm a fucking cinnamon roll. Look at you. Look at you. Yeah, and then you have there's the first match of the tournament is Deku versus.
No. Good. You're missing out on one of your favorite moments because before the tournament, there's some just like dick around time. You get a great moment where like Kaminari and Mineta trick all the girls into dressing up as cheerleaders,
Yes.
and they're all pissed off except Ochako because she's the best.
It was very funny.
That was very funny. We also get
It's only funny to me because I fucking hate Mineta as a character. I like Kaminari because Kaminari is just like a shithead.
Yeah.
And it's only funny to me because Mineta is like, every girl has to do this. And the only thing relieving about that is that Kaminari goes, it's true. He's like, yeah, no, he's right.
Yeah. We get that. Something else happened. I think this is where Kirishima meets Tetsu, but they don't fight yet. They do fight eventually, but I think they meet.
No, they meet before the tournament.
Oh, they meet before the tournament?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. But anyway, there's that. But then the tournament starts. First fucking round is
Deku versus I think his name is Shizo.
Yes.
He has a really good design.
This is something I need to bring up because right before this, Ojiro comes up to Deku. Ojiro was teamed up with Shizo in the cavalry battle. Ojiro comes up to Deku when he finds out he's going to be fighting him. And
Shinzo.
Shinzo.
Yeah, Shinzo.
And he says, you need to watch out for that guy. Don't speak to him. He's like, this is... Ojiro actually withdraws from the tournament because his team placed in the top 4, but he withdraws. Everyone on Shinzo's team but Shinzo withdraws because they're all like, we don't remember anything from that. We think that dude's quirk was manipulating us, and if we didn't do it on our, like, with our strength and our, like, mental ability, then we shouldn't be in this tournament.
Yeah, essentially Shinzo's quirk is that if he like asks you a question or something, if you respond to it, he can control you. And Ojiro, he tells Deku this, and he tells Deku the only way to get out of it is to have someone hit you.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that something important happens in this fight.
Yeah.
Because it's not, but it is.
There was also... This is also the reason that they replaced... This is the reason that Kirishima and Tetsu...
No, Kirishima was already in it. Because Kirishima would place second with Bakugo.
This is the reason Tetsu and the green-haired girl get to be in the tournament.
Yes, that's the reason that they
replaced those two.
Yes.
That's not super important. It's important because Tetsu's in it, and while Tetsu doesn't have any plot impact, he has an incredible episode.
Yeah, I'm kidding. That is so good.
So first fight, Deku versus Shinso. It immediately looks bad for Deku because Deku completely forgets what Ojiro told him, and Shinso insults
Ojiro.
Ojiro, yeah, he's like, I don't remember what he said, but he insults Ojiro.
He essentially says, he's essentially like, your friend who, withdrew from the tournament for this, for his reason, is never going to be a hero because he doesn't have what it takes. It's essentially something, he takes a shot at Ojiro's tail hood.
Yeah, and so Deku's like, hey, fuck you, he's great. Oh.
Yeah. Oh no.
And then Shinso is like, okay, you are going to walk off the stage and lose now. And it looks like he's about to, but Deku, there's a really weird moment it's a very weird moment that I don't hate, but I'm not crazy about. Deku gets like a vision as he's like trying to figure out how to get out of this. He gets a vision of a bunch of like shadowy figures and then his quirk, he activates his quirk.
No, he doesn't.
No, he does activate his quirk. He doesn't move his fingers.
Yeah. So essentially, he sees a vision that the reasoning behind this is so fucking anime.
Yeah.
Essentially it's all the people that had All for One before him.
Yeah.
And his reasoning for One for All. The reason that he figures that out was because he's talking to All Might, and he's like, one of them looked like your eyes. It's like, all the eyes kind of look the same, bud.
Yeah, and All Might was like, it must be like the residual spirit of the other people, which
makes
is very
no sense.
But yeah, so Deku was like, okay, I activate my quirk, and then the spirits of those people move his fingers.
Yeah, and it broke his finger.
Because it broke his finger and it snaps him out of it. Yeah. He walks up and just decks Shinso.
No, he walks up, he decks him, and then they started getting into a fucking fight, and then
he throws his ass.
Deku does his fucking prime move, like sidestep, grabs him by the arm, and goes and flips him,
smashes him into the ground, and his feet are out of the ring, and so Deku moves on to the next round. Yeah. Which was the next round? You need to look up this round.
Todoroki fought Todoroki fought Tape Guy.
Or was the next round?
No, next round was Todoroki fought Tape Guy.
And then
Todoroki fucked him up.
Yes. Yeah.
No, Bakugo and Ochako was the last one of that round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because then
I'll look it up.
So this may be a little bit out of order, but whatever. We'll it's whatever. This all happened in the same episode or so. The Todoroki fights the Tape Guy Sero. The Sero has like kind of a really cool moment at the start. He's like, you know what? I know that you're way stronger than me, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. And he wraps him up, and it looks really cool. And then Todoroki in one shot is just like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, he just like
Todoroki. Is this where Todoroki freezes the whole fucking arena?
Yeah, this is where he freezes the whole fucking arena, and then like he goes up to Shinzo and he's like, sorry, I got mad.
He probably. Hey, y'all, they don't talk about this. Todoroki probably killed some bitches in that.
Most likely, yeah.
And then we get. I'm actually gonna wait for Seth to look this up because I think the next fight is Kirishima.
It's not. It's Kaminari versus the green-haired girl,
which is another very quick fight.
It's so quick because fucking Kaminari.
He's like, oh, she's hot.
Yeah, it's. Sorry, I thought I heard my doorbell ring. Kaminari does the most fucking Kaminari thing. He's like, oh, she's hot, and then he's like, immediately, a whole bunch of electricity!
1 million volts, and then she's
and
like...
her hair is vines, and electricity doesn't conduct through plants.
And so she just creates a wall of vines and is like, oops. I like this character. What do you about?
I thought about something, and I wanted to bring this up. I thought electricity conducts through concrete.
It does. But so she can detach the vines and put them in the ground.
No, not even that. He's a dumbass.
Yeah, no, you're right.
He's a dumbass.
Yeah, no, he is.
It conducts through concrete.
Yeah.
He could have fucked up a lot of people.
Yep.
So I was thinking about that. Yeah, because it was like some of like the animation has it like bounce off like the concrete and shit, and I was like, I'm pretty sure electricity can conduct through concrete.
Yeah, a lot of people could have gotten hurt. But yeah, so this character is great. She's like a Catholic woman, so she's and this doesn't come across in the dub, which is what we watch, but I watched the sub. In the sub, she turns around and like holds her hands in a prayer, and she's like, I'm doing this for the glory of God, or something like that. Yeah. And it's so funny. But Kaminari does the Kaminari thing where he gets real stupid and gets that one punch.
And she immediately fucks him up.
Yep. So he's out, and then
it's Ida versus Hatsume. Her name is Mei Hatsume.
That's next.
Yes, that is next.
Yes.
I have the whole.
This is a fun.
First.
This is a fun fight. Ida is like, he's like really good, but no, this is fun because she fucking sabotages.
Yeah, she gives him a jetpack
and some boots.
Yeah, no, just a jetpack.
Oh, okay.
The jetpack straps onto his legs.
Okay.
It's supposed to make you more lightweight, and it would like work with his quirk. And Lady Midnight is like, you can't use that, and he's like, but my fellow student. And Lady Midnight's like, I'm wet.
Yeah. Seth hates it.
I fucking hate Lady Midnight.
But no, so she gives him this jetpack because she's like, yo, I get all these gadgets, it's only fair if you get a gadget.
Yeah.
Which Mei Hatsume is kind of crazy. So the jetpack malfunctions, and so she just like goes on a monologue about how great her fucking gadgets
Yeah,
are.
and she shows off like a bunch of them.
Yeah, and so she just like tap dances around Ida. She beats his ass kind of. She like gets him in a net that he can't get out of, and then she steps out of the ring.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, I don't give a
She
shit
says-
about this tournament.
She says, "That's my time."
Yeah, she's like, I don't care about this tournament. This was a commercial for me. Goodbye.
Yeah.
So Ida moves on, and he's not happy about it.
Yeah. Then it's Aoyama versus Mina.
Which was quick.
It was quick. It was
fun.
okay.
I like Mina. I don't like
Yeah.
Aoyama.
Then fucking good shit. It's Tokiyami versus
Momo.
Momo.
Which is great. This
Oh,
is a
he
great fight.
fucks her up so goddamn fast.
Yeah,
because
she's like, I'm gonna make this shield.
Yeah,
'cause I know he's
Momo
strong.
makes a shield, and Tokoyami's like, "Oh, get fucked," and just starts like whiplashing this fucking shield, and he like knocks it off, and then she makes another one, and she's like, "I'm ready," and Lady Midnight's like, "Hey, you're out of the,
Yeah,
you're out of the ring."
she's like, why aren't you attacking me anymore? And Tokuyami's just standing there,
Yeah.
and then Midnight's like, you're out of the ring. Good
Yeah,
night.
it's so fucking whack.
So good.
And then it's Hiroshima versus Tetsu.
Very good fight. Very, very
so,
good fight. They're the same character.
they're the
twice.
Hiroshima, his quirk is hardening. Tetsu's is steel. He's just like Colossus, pretty
Yeah.
much, or like a fucking Kevin 11 from Ben 10.
Yes.
They have just a great fight. So good. Dragon Ball Z styles of
Yep.
good.
And it ends in a draw.
It ends in a draw because they both get fucked up.
Yeah. And Lady Midnight's like, okay, we will decide this with a simple game later on.
Yeah, no, she says, we'll decide this with the game later on. Maybe arm wrestling, as if that's gonna be different.
It's so good.
Then it's Bakugo versus
Bakugo
Ochako.
versus Ochako. I love this fight. I love this fight because it, in a way, it gives Bakugo some depth. And this isn't depth that they take away. And it gives Ochako a lot of depth, and it gives her a lot of credit. Because, like, everyone's like, Ochako's fucking fucked. Like, there's no way she can beat him.
Yeah, Deku is like, I have a plan.
And Ochako's like, this is great. This is peak Ochako. Deku's like, I have a plan. I know he can beat him. And she's like, look, she does the Ida thing. She's like, Ida was right.
Yeah.
We're both aiming for the top. We can't help each other because I'm gonna see you in the finals and we're gonna fight each other.
She says a very good line, which is essentially, when you came to me asking me if I would be your partner, my initial reaction, what I said was it was yes, because we're friends, and you should always work with friends, but thinking back on it, I think I was just trying to write it out with you because I knew that you were good, and I need to make myself good.
This is good. This is good character that they throw out. This is the shit that pisses me off, and we'll get to this in season 3. This is where Ochako is like, Deku, you're fucking great, and I look up to you, and maybe I'm a little bit in love with you, but she's like, but I need to be my own hero. I can't ride your coattails. And she takes Bakugo around. Like, she outsmarts him a little bit. And what the depth they give Bakugo is, in the middle of this fight, Aizawa...
Oh, this is so fucking... No, it's not even Aizawa. So,
someone says it.
yeah, Ochaku keeps fucking running at Bakugo, just head fucking on.
And all he's doing is counterattack.
This is the moment where I was like, I like Bakugo when he's not being just like a total dickwad.
Yeah.
He's just like, every fucking time she comes at him, he's just like throwing his fucking explosions. Just like bit, fucking murking her.
Yeah, and everyone is
murking
like,
the ring.
Yeah, and everyone is like, why is he going after
Yeah.
her? He can easily beat her. And then, I don't remember who
No,
says it.
everyone's booing, and they're like, they're essentially like, why don't you just finish it? And some dude screams, "You're not a real hero!"
Oh, and Aizawa was like,
Aizawa immediately goes, "Whoever said that, if you're a pro,
Yeah.
you do not deserve to be a pro."
Yeah.
And he's like, he essentially is just like, I know this kid, and this kid is only doing this because he sees her as a threat. He's keeping her at arm's length.
This is great for both characters because it's like Bakugo is like, it's like Ochako can step to Bakugo, and Bakugo
recognizes it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna do something stupid because I know this girl can beat me if I slip up. And she almost does, because throughout this fight,
Real quick, we didn't talk about this. The tournament opens with Bakugo having to speak for the class, and he just goes,
the worst Bakugo.
he just says, I just want to say, I'm gonna win.
I hate that shit.
It's so fuck. I like Bakugo when he's not being emotional.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
he just says that, and Deku tries to like make it interesting because he's like, this is different Bakugo.
Yeah.
The Bakugo from my childhood would have laughed when he said that. He means it. And it's like, I don't give a shit if he means
Yeah, I don't
it.
care.
But yeah, so Ochako's strategy is she comes in low every time. So every time Bakugo attacks, he scoops up part of the ring, and Ochako
And
is
she
like,
touches it every single time.
every single time. That's why she has like a relentless assault, because she doesn't want him to notice that every time he's busting up the ring, she's making it float.
Yeah.
And as the smoke clears, she releases all this fucking rubble down on him.
And a choice, look, go Ochaku, choice fucking moment. She's like, you're done. And everyone's like, he's done. And Bakugo's like, bam.
He just no, it's this moment is fantastic because he blows up all the rubble, and then like very quietly you see his hand shaking.
Yeah.
And he's like, that was close.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, because they talk about it. That's pretty much how the round ends. Ochaku loses.
Yeah, he gets her.
She has a moment with her dad, which is very sweet.
Oh.
But a very integral part comes that like they say this 10 minutes later. Deku says it.
Yeah.
Basically, Bakugo is just like, quirks are an extension of your physical ability.
Yeah, they're
so
physical
even,
abilities,
yeah,
so they
yeah.
can. If you get tired, they can hurt you and they can tire you out.
Yeah, he essentially.
Everyone has a limit.
Yeah, because Kaminari is like, man, you and Todoroki are so lucky, and Bakugo's like, no, we're not. He says yes. He's essentially like, yeah, we are, but you have to understand that we're still fucking tiring ourselves out.
Yeah.
Right after that, tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Tetsu.
I do want to make two asides. One, I am growing on Bakugo a little bit more because as I'm watching it again and talking about it, I'm realizing he's so smart.
He is
so smart.
That's why I like him.
Yeah, he's like a genius.
He has the power and he has the brains to pull it off.
He's just such an asshole.
That's why I said I like him when he's not emotional, because
Yeah.
if you notice, compared to everything else, he gets so emotional with Deku.
Yeah.
When he's with Deku, like all of the thoughts
Yeah.
kind of go out and it's just instinct, and that instinct's bad.
I also want to take him aside because something that happens in the midst of these couple episodes is Ida, after his fight, gets a phone call. Because we see in another scene, his brother Ingenium is on patrol because there is a killer about who kills heroes. Ingenium has a run-in with this dude, setting up the next arc, which is so fucking good.
So fucking good.
Ingenium gets fucked up.
Gets
by this
fucking
dude.
murked.
He's in the hospital. Seth, literally, he walks into the alley and Seth goes, he's dead. And then he gets fucked up and Seth is like, oh, he's so fucked.
Yeah, no, the verbatim line was, so he goes into the alley and I'm like, he's dead. And then he gets fucked up and I'm like, he's dead. And then Ida's mom calls Ida and is like, hey, something happened to your brother. And I'm like, he's dead. And then Ida's like, I want to be just like my brother. And I was like, oh, you want to be dead because your brother's dead.
Yeah. So Ida gets a call and he's like, Mom, I'm sorry, I lost my mind. And she's like, dude, not the time. This is not what this is about. Your brother's in the hospital. We don't know if he's okay.
That does happen a little bit later. It's when it's the semi-final round.
Oh, okay.
That does happen.
Oh, okay. I think we get the scene with Ingenium.
Yeah, we get the scene with Ingenium, then we get the quarterfinals,
And then we get the phone call.
then we get the semifinals, then we get the phone call. We do have to pause this. We should actually make this a two-parter.
Should we?
Because we
shit.
are almost at 40 minutes.
Oh,
We'll
God.
see you guys next episode.
And just remember, in the world of My Hero Academia, 80% of the population has quirks. That means out of the 10 billion people on the planet, roughly, there is someone whose quirk, statistically, there has to be someone whose quirk is kind of like the Blue Lantern from DC. He makes everybody do their best. This is my pitch for the new hit anime, Try Hero Academia.
I hated that so goddamn much. You could have done like a man who's like a tricycle.
Come back next episode.
Oh, Jesus Christ.